2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, the 12th of April. Mike in for Jamie. It's the International Day of Human Spaceflight, and a very happy birthday to David Letterman, Claire Danes, Andy Garcia, and Saoirse Ronan. More Ukrainian civilians died on Monday as Russia continued to shell the city of Kharkiv. The casualties included a child, and Russian forces appear to be preparing for another assault. It also appears more than 10,000 civilians may have been killed in the port city of Mariupol, according to the mayor, amid reports of Russia using a drone to drop a toxic substance on the city, which is now being investigated as a possible chemical weapons attack. President Zelensky spoke to the US news show 60 Minutes. He's still calling for peace talks and says he would meet with Vladimir Putin, but is clear on the most important condition for any talks.
Overall, we're not ready to give away our country. I think we've already given up a lot of lives. We were not ready to give up our territory from the beginning. Had we been willing to give up our territory, there would have been no war.
He also spoke on Zoom to the South Korean parliament and reiterated the need for more military aid and support.
Up to date, they have destroyed 938 educational establishments. They destroyed almost 300 hospitals. This is a conscious success by the Russian authorities. There was no accident.
Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, has warned Finland and Sweden against joining NATO, saying it will not bring stability to Europe. Meanwhile, the Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer travelled to Moscow to meet with Vladimir Putin, where he had what he called an open and hard conversation, including a warning that those responsible for war crimes must be brought to justice. Austrian Foreign Minister Alexander Schallenberg said becoming the first EU leader to meet Putin face-to-face since the start of the conflict was an opportunity they had to take.
Do we expect miracles? No, but we cannot tell ourselves that we left a chance unused, that we left a stone unturned if we could have done so.
Ali Habib Ali was found guilty on Monday of murdering Conservative MP Sir David Amess and of preparing acts of terrorism. The judge said Ali failed to mount any legal defence but did deny all charges and said he targeted the MP over his vote for airstrikes on Syria. Detective Chief Superintendent of the Met Police, Dominic Murphy, described him as a committed terrorist who had also self-radicalised.
Well, I've worked in counter-terrorism for 16 years and I found Ali Habib Ali's behaviour in court to be quite disgraceful and disrespectful to his victims. And I think it's a measure of him as an individual. And I'm pleased to say that on his conviction, he'll be hopefully spending a considerable amount of time in prison.
The Labour MP, Kim Leadbeater, is concerned there's a real problem with the culture around politics, which hasn't improved since her sister Jo Cox was murdered in 2016.
I think we need to look at the kind of society that we want to build. And that, for me, is about political discourse. We also have to look at what is going on in our society that is drawing people to the extremes. I think the culture around politics is an important part of the kind of society that we want so that people are not drawn towards those extremes.
The pressure on Chancellor Rishi Sunak continued on Monday as Downing Street confirmed there will now be an investigation by Lord Geddit, the independent advisor on ministers' interests, into the Chancellor's declaration over his wife's non-dom status. The intervention comes at Rishi's own request in a bid to draw the matter to a close, but it's still not clear if the fact he retained a US green card until October 2021 will be part of the inquiry. Environment Secretary George Eustice says asking for the inquiry was the right move.
He's given an account of the fact that he disclosed everything in the right way and that everything's been above board. So I don't think there's a problem, but it's also right that this should be looked at by Lord Geddit, given the controversy that's surrounded it.
The Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, accused Rishi of hypocrisy, raising taxes for the British public while looking to reduce his own tax liability. Starmer says Labour's policy on taxes is clear.
I would expect all members of my cabinet to pay their full taxes in this country. It's a shame we can't say the same about the Prime Minister.
US President Joe Biden moved to ban so-called ghost guns on Monday. They're untraceable guns that come in kit form and can be bought on the internet, and they're growing in popularity. Joe says it's pretty simple.
If you buy a couch you have to assemble, it's still a couch. If you order a package like this one over here that includes the parts you need, the direction of assembling a functioning firearm, you bought a gun.
As with any gun control legislation, there have been objections and delays from the pro-gun lobby.
The NRA called this rule extreme. Is it extreme to keep guns out of the hands of people who couldn't even pass a background check?
Still to come on the Smart 7, Chelsea Dare to Dream, and could we see some old friends in the new series of Better Call Saul? Right after this. Welcome back.
Tuesday night sees the second leg of the Champions League quarter-finals get underway. Villarreal faced Bayern Munich with a 1-0 lead from the first leg, while Chelsea travelled to Spain to face Real Madrid in a game where they're 3-1 down and have a mountain to climb. The old away goals rule has been scrapped this season, so if Chelsea can score 2 clear goals, it will be extra time and penalties. Manager Thomas Tuchel is hoping the stars align for the Blues.
We need nothing else than a fantastic script to overcome this. The challenge is incredibly high, given the circumstances of first leg and where we play and against whom we play. It is always allowed to dream. It's sometimes important to dream about it, but it will not shift the focus.
The final series of Better Call Saul drops on April 19th, and a new teaser suggests the OGs from Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, may well make a guest appearance. The main man, Bob Odenkirk, who survived a heart drama last year, says he's really going to miss the character and has loved playing the role.
I got to be funny and dramatic and serious and intense and light and everything. And it's really the most beautifully written part. I'll miss it the rest of my life. I'm only thankful that I had it at all.
There's a new Rebel Wilson comedy coming to Netflix. It's called Senior Year, and Rebel stars as a cheer captain who suffers a tragic cheerleading-related accident, leaving her in a coma for 20 years. She recovers and decides that at the age of 37, she wants to finish high school with hilarious consequences. It's packed full of 90s and noughties nostalgia, and it drops on May the 13th.
Where do the popular kids sit?
We're all popular.
Oh, no. There's only like 3 ways to become popular. To be a cheerleader, to work at Abercrombie, or to let guys go in the back door.
What? Oh my God, I must be really popular then.
Does it ever get exhausting trying to make everybody like you all the time?
I'm going to do something that I wish I'd had the confidence to do 20 years ago. Be my real self.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.